Wireless earbuds. Well, I do consider myself like, a little bit more into audio than like the average person. I still do have like a small collection of wireless earbuds. And yeah, I'm not still not the biggest into them at the moment. Having three pairs to a normal person, that's like, whoa, I'm into it. You know, I got like, okay, I'm at least, a little bit knowledgeable. Um, so to, I guess, start, I'm not really the biggest on wireless technology. Maybe that's just how I'm growing up. Maybe if I was a bit younger, that would have been changed. But like to me, I was always a little bit wary and don't see, I guess, the it's not a big feature request to me. To compare, like, I obviously used a wireless mouse, but that's not always been the case. I think maybe back in the day, the technology wasn't. It was like, it was maybe fine, but like not negligible for most stuff. And then for the higher stuff, it was like maybe a little bit more expensive. Um, and also maybe the shapes weren't good and the weight wasn't the best. Like I think maybe back in the day it was the G Pro Wireless, which is I think the same shape, but like it weighed a bit too much. Then I was like wanting, and then like expense wise, like the good cheap stuff, like the cheap recommendation that was wireless, that was like fine, was the G305, and the shape on that isn't very good, and like the weight wasn't very good. Like people, you could like mod it. That was a very modding thing, but like I didn't need wireless. I'd rather mod a wired. And that's what I kind of did. Like I was in my computer lab looking at Paraflex cables, a Canadian paracord, mouse paracord company, whatever. And like, browsing for cables for my mouse. I was looking up guides on how to cut up paracord myself to fucking convert my mouse to a paracord, and I was, using the bungee. And that was, so I don't see wireless gear as something like super aesthetic or beautiful or like a cool requirement. It's like I'm not, obviously, because I own wired shit. You know, IEMs and like keyboards. I don't prioritize wireless because like I don't. Um, Back to my IEMs here. This isn't even all the IEMs I've owned. I've actually owned probably like two other fake like AirPods, like probably back maybe like 2019, $6 each on AliExpress. Some like OG AirPod One clones, and like those, yeah, they did not last long. I have no idea where the frick where they went, or even I remember how, like, I don't remember owning them, but like in the sense of like I don't remember what it looked like in my hand, and like how it was to set up, or like what the name was on the Bluetooth. And I feel like I've had those, like, I don't know, like just to like try them, like just to try wireless, just to like seemingly be a bit normal. And maybe that's just because like about who I am as a person, is that sometimes I just want to do normie shit just to try it out. So that was me with them, and you can kind of uh use the same motive to the reasons why I have these. I got, these are the Galaxy Buds, OG Galaxy Buds, I think. Um, this is not the correct case for it. I mean, like the not correct. It's a correct case for it, but it's not the stock case for it. I lost the case on a bus, and then I bought another case off of AliExpress, and I lost that case as well. So this is not, yeah. So I bought two cases for these because I lost them. Because I lost the case twice on these. So that's kind of sucks. But like that kind of goes to show that like this was the pair for me. This was like my one pair, you know. to stick around, the Galaxy Buds, probably because it was, like a premium pair. It's Samsung, their premium, model. Like it's not like a budget Samsung. It's Samsung. And I got a good deal for my friend. It's not like I couldn't. It was like one of those deals like you can't refuse to take. So that's why I took. I don't even remember how much I paid, but for me to to convince me to buy it, it must have been a good deal. So we have that. Nowadays, I don't use it because there is issues with it, which I think could be applied to all wireless IEMs here with two sides, is that there was imbalances in volume eventually. I don't think it's even, is it physical? I couldn't even tell. I can't fix it. But there were imbalances from the left and right side. And I guess that doesn't matter if you only use one earbud at a time. But to me, I want to use two. I'm not listening to one at a time. That takes away from the music. Um, so I am out. I was out of luck there. I needed a new pair, but honestly, I didn't buy a new pair for a long time because honestly, I didn't need a replacement wire. Like it's not an item that I need. If I was a minimalist, my one pair of headphones, you know, blank, is not going to be a wireless headphone. Even though I feel like minimalists would pick a wireless headphone, or like minimalists will pick a wireless headphone. I'm not gonna. I'll elaborate later, maybe if I think about it again. But I'll go next. So this is like issue. I don't know. I don't need these anymore. You can think of it as removed from my collection because I don't use them anymore. Next, I probably had after that. I think I had the Galaxy, not the Galaxy, the OnePlus Nord Buds 2. So OnePlus Nord is the budget line for OnePlus devices. I think my parents bought my grandma a Nord phone, um, and it came with the Nord Buds. And honestly, they looked pretty cool. The Nord Buds, they kind of looked cool. Wait, I accidentally clicked that. Uh, it just showed my AliExpress. Uh, Nord Buds 2, I think. Maybe official Nord Buds. Nope, it wasn't maybe it was 2. I think it was Nord Buds 2. Anyhow, let's take I don't know why my yeah. They looked interesting here. It was like these ones, like the gray ones. And they were kind of like they looked kind of okay. They looked okay, I guess. It was like kind of boring and bland and like AirPod Pro clone shape. It kind of looked like these. But like the ends were a little bit, but like okay, they had features that I was new to, and not, I guess not new to. Like this one had it, but like that one, the UI, it felt, it was cool. It's OnePlus. It felt cool. I liked it. That was a pair I used a lot too. But obviously, none of these were my daily drivers, in a sense. But that was cool. I don't have the pair now because I lost it in my car. And honestly, I don't really regret, not, I lost it in my friend's car and I don't know what he did with it. Low key. I haven't asked him and it's been like 2 years now. So it's kind of okay. Has it been 2 years? Maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. We'll see. Um, Whatever. It's not in my life anymore. And honestly, I don't miss it. So yeah, you know, it was like okay. It's not like it had the best sound or anything, but it had some cool features, and I did actually like the look of them. Um, and it was cool. It was like a niche product. So that's cool. These were not. I've actually used them once, so I shouldn't have these. But like these are like the shitty AirPod, shitty wireless. These are like the IQ buds, whatever IQ. What the fuck does that mean? It is pretty. Yeah, IQ buds '07. Like fuck. Okay. So my dad wanted to go on an airplane, and he told me beforehand, buy to get him let him borrow some headphones. And honestly, I did not have any headphones to give him. Like to me, like I feel like he would like on an airplane. What the fuck do I give him? I didn't have anything. Like like I didn't have anything with great isolation, and also was like in a like I can't give him IEMs because he's not gonna know how to wear IEMs. I can't give him Moondrop quartz because they're like small and like the isolation isn't great. And that was my only pair. And I can't give him a flathead. So I had no, because like it's on an airplane. I guess maybe I was overthinking it, and I should have just gave him anything. But like I let him make a decision on his own and find his own fucking headphones. I don't really like okay. Not to go on a tangent here, but like maybe it's just me as a person, but like recommending like I'm an audio person, but like I'm not gonna be great at recommending my friends earbuds, like audio, because I my feet like the features I want, aka I don't care about features and I want sound, I guess, is not gonna be the same as another person's who cares about, I don't know, color, cares about stuff like being wireless, cares about the some other shit like sound not what noise cancellation, transparency modes, stuff like that, size, weight, being able to sleep with them on. I don't know, I don't really care about all of that, so whatever. So that's why I don't like recommending people as friends, because like especially if it's my friends, I feel like I'm that's a lot of pressure. I'm the audio guy in my friend group. I gotta fucking lock in or else and they better like it or else I'll lose my credibility, and like all the shit in your head, like, oh man, I can't mess this up, blah blah blah. And then it gets to the point of like, oh yeah, I'm showing fucking frequency response graphs and they don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and like, okay, I shouldn't have done that. What the fuck? Just don't take it so seriously. Whatever. If I, whatever. Whatever. Make them make their own decision. Blah blah blah. Okay. Anyhow, what was I going with that? Um. So yeah, not even part of my collection. This is my dad's, but he doesn't use it. He used it for the one fucking airplane trip to like Las Vegas to fucking gamble. You know. Okay. And now here, this is the pair I've been using most recently, and like probably if I was going to have one pair of, from obviously out of the three, this is my pair. These aren't actually AirPods. There are AirPod Pro 2. These are AirPod Pro 2 clones, replicas. So I bought these. These are honestly pretty like accurate look wise. I feel like the clasp doesn't feel good as compared to the originals, even though like I actually haven't touched a Pro 2 original. I've had a regular Pro, the first Pros, I think. My friend has, and the metal clasp on that felt a lot better than this one. So that's a small detail. Oh yeah, I'm missing the little hook thing here because I dropped this and then it broke. Well, not broke, but like this section came out, and I actually have photos, so I'm gonna try to pull that up here. But this part actually fucking came out, and like that was like what? Okay. Uh, Here. I don't think I'm leaking anything with this shit, so here's my screen. Bam. See, it fucking came out, but like it was still intact. It's just like the shell. Like as you can see the internals here, what it looks like. I think it's pretty cool. Wait, I'm gonna move this up here real quick just so you can see the full picture. But yeah, pick one, pick two, pick three. So there's the other side battery, blah blah blah. Okay. Pick four. Little button was loose, and I guess I missed the whatever thing. Yeah. So not legit. This was bought on I bought it on the I went on the Air Reps Reddit, and then I bought like whatever first recommend. I know there were like different versions of like HD. I don't know. I forgot the versions of the Air Reps of the AirPod 2 code, but like there's different versions based on the fucking manufacturer or some shit. I don't remember. I don't remember. It doesn't matter to me. I don't know. I picked the balanced one. I don't know. I forgot which one I picked. Like I know there was like some. Oh yeah, the noise cancellation. This one's better. Oh, the sound is on this better. Oh my god, the bass. Whatever. I didn't really trust. I don't think I trusted them because I feel like if you're into fucking replica AirPods, you're not that. You're gonna not gonna know too much about how what sounds good and what's not. Anyways. Uh. Well. Okay. Drink some water. Anyways, so like you have to go through this sketchy, it's a Chinese company, of course, but you buy it with cryptocurrency. That's the method, I guess, because like you can't really have a proper storefront of selling like really good faked goods, and like they have to do that to like kind of keep it cool. So it's like some fucking dark web shit. I don't know. All right, I gotta buy Ethereum to fuck. I gotta purchase it in Ethereum. Cool. Um, that was cool with me. So like these are like not cheap, I guess, too. By the way, but I mean obviously cheaper than originals. But these may be what 70, $50, $70. So it's, yeah. Um, Honestly, okay, like clones. Uh I typically aren't isn't the best person into clone like replica stuff. But maybe I feel like maybe in maybe areas like I don't really care about, or I'm not too knowledgeable in. I'm like, oh, okay, sure, I'm gonna just do it for fun. I just want to see how good it is. Like I got that. I've had clone other stuff like the squid. No, the Kraken. My Kraken clone. And my Chab clone. These are ballad songs, by the way. So like butterfly knives, like butterfly knife flipping isn't my like ballad song flipping isn't my main hobby, skill to hobby, but like I just want to see how it is. Like I like that design on this one. Okay, I'll just get a clone of it, and that's not fine. I guess I wouldn't support that nowadays because I think Squid Industries is a pretty cool company, and like the people I hear complaining about the price of those aren't actually that into ballast stock flipping anyways. And I think maybe that's just like maybe it's not true, but like sometimes I feel like, oh yeah, if you're buying clones of something, you just don't really care about the thing itself anyways. You're not that into it, maybe. um so to me, I wasn't that into wireless tech anyways. I'm not gonna splurge on something cool, and I didn't really care about anything like any other pairs, whatever. I want to go back to my earlier discussion here. I want to just cosplay as a normie real quick and just get these fake AirPods. Whatever. Yeah, that's it. They're pretty good fakes. Like they connect. When I had my iPhone, they connected the same way. And shit popped up and shit, and like is good. Um, on Android though, less of that seamless connectivity, obviously, because you can't have that with Android. Um, you do need this sketchy ass app FlyCC, which Google Play will literally fucking warn you about. Like, oh, do not trust this app. This shit is gonna fucking, I don't know, shitty. It fucking sets off the detectors of like sketchy app shit. So I don't actually know. Like, I'm not in the community, like the clone rep AirPod community to know if FlyCC is still like recommended as the software. But back then, yeah, it was, and I downloaded it and it works with it. Cool. That's all I needed. So it supports, noise cancellation, isolation. It has EQ modes, but like, okay, they all have problems. Okay, they're all not great. So whatever. They sound better than this though, and then some EQ is better than this, but whatever. You're not using. I feel like if you're into wireless gear, you're not really into sound anyways. Um, so why would somebody use a wireless headphone? I think most like it's just like the thing. It's just technology. It's moving forward. Uh, I think it's also an aesthetic choice that people do. I'm not the most, you know, big into aesthetics, but this wireless shit was a trend, I guess. I guess nowadays you can see fucking performative men using going back to wired stuff, but besides the point. Uh, it could be about trends. It could be just about having something that is light, you know, fit wise, like, in a fit, this only takes space when you're wearing them on your head. So that's like it's only a head accessory rather than an entire body accessory, as if it's like a cable dangling. Like, even if you tuck it in your shirt, you see the cable right by the neck, I guess. So it's a little bit more busy. I don't know. I'm not into fucking clothes, but theoretically, yeah, okay, that makes sense to me. I don't know if that's actually a reason why people would choose. I don't think people. Okay, to be fair, I don't think the normal person is coordinating their fucking headphones around their, you know, with their clothes and shit. But that's okay. It's just a comment. I'll say. I don't think the average person is doing that. So it could be like a clothing thing. It could actually be, affecting the things that they do. Like, I think wires, most of the time, wires don't get in the way. I feel like for the average person, people complain about how it's so free and like wireless wires are annoying. Like untangling wires. Do people really care about untangling wires? Like, maybe you can store your cabled stuff better. Like, you can, I don't know, you can put it in a case and roadie wrap them. But and they won't become tangled. Like, okay, but like other stuff, like, you know, so like tying, okay, cables, untying cables. I don't think it's a real problem that people have. Like, actually, I understand that, like, theoretically, untangling cables is a hurdle in towards like listening to music. Like, it does take some time, and I think for some people that's like a mental cognitive load. Like, I understand theoretically, if you want to be really productive as a person, you want to ease the entrance, the entrance to start doing something. Well, at least for me, I'm always the one who, it's easier to obviously continue something rather than to start it. Starting is the hardest part, is what people say. And I feel like if your goal is listening to music, you're going to want some wireless stuff, because the transition from, oh, I'm not listening to listening, okay, it's instant. Okay, sure. But I think a problem with that is looking at music as a task to be done or as a place to get to A to B. maybe, like, I don't view music as that way. I'm not viewing music as like background music and something I need to do all the time. I guess if there's like a task that is particularly annoying and I actually do want something to like be background music, like maybe if I was suddenly expected to wash the dishes in somebody else's home, I'm gonna like wireless earbuds would probably be the tool for that, because maybe I don't want wires to actually get in the way, yeah, but it's sort of spontaneous, and like the goal is not the music itself, it's more of getting the dishes done. And like some other stuff too, like maybe cleaning up your room. Okay, sure. You might want like okay, sure. I don't want, like, I'll carry my room. I'll just put these on to do it. Maybe in that case. Okay. But I think in the case from like getting point A to B, or if I'm sitting on a bus, music is not the goal here. In like in terms of like completing, like listening as soon as possible, but like I want to enjoy the process. I'm obviously gonna go to wired, um, or like my better stuff. So that's one. So like that's one kind of point in that how convenience or like ease of getting into it, one of the reasons people use it. Another reason, like their actual skill, like their actual activity that they're doing it and that they're using background music as, is um you know it actually gets in the way. Like maybe if you're going into the gym, people are going to wear their wireless stuff. I guess that makes sense to me. um I'm not the actual I'm not usually actually big into music while I'm exercising. Well, because you know, that unless I am like maybe doing cardio or something. Like normally, I rather just like talk with my friend, I guess usually. But I understand people want to lock in, and like I don't expect somebody to like do push-ups with a fucking cable dangling. I guess it's just like hard to coordinate. You have to like clip shit to shirts, and you have to, I don't know. You can't do that. That's just like annoying. Oh, I'm gonna only do standing up shit. Like, okay. Do not coordinate a fucking workout routine based on your fucking audio gear. Okay? Okay. Other thing I see people hear about is like they need like noise cancellation. I don't think people actually need noise cancellation. Maybe it's just a problem with like city living, maybe like urban living, and like cars in general. Maybe like places shouldn't be so loud anyway. Like, I don't know. But I think most people don't actually care too much about like hearing protection, I guess, and stuff like that. Like, oh yeah, I can use them as earplugs. Like, okay, one, they're not actually earplugs. People don't actually care about. Like, I feel like the average person isn't carrying around earplugs. Like, I don't see people stuffing stuff in their ears too much in a concert or movie theater or something like that. So the average person doesn't care about that. And the average person, I don't think, has like sensory issues in regards to like sound, you know. Um, and also, people do just wear it in one ear anyway, so it's fucking useless for some people. I'm not a person who wears it in one ear, but I do appreciate, some being able to take one. Like, I guess it points to the point of you can do that on wired stuff. Take stuff and put it in one ear. It's just it dangles on your ear. So I guess you can't have that. Okay, sure. But that goes in the point of like using music as sort of like background music, and that's not how I approach sound and headphones. As like, okay, I'm getting a little bit slower here. Let me drink some water. I have no notes, so I'm kind of let me just pause for a break to fucking think. Um, okay, noise cancellation. I don't think it's a big like. I feel like it's something that people like because it's kind of like a game. It's like a selling point, you know. Like, oh, okay, and it's also noticeably cool, you know. When you use them, you want to see how good they are. You want to like, oh yeah, talk now, you know, get your friends to talk, and like, oh my god, I can't hear that. And like, okay, it's like cool and like, yeah, but like that's it. That's, you know, like it's not that useful in my opinion in like the average person's daily life. At least it's not really a factor in terms of mine. People kind of underrate um natural like isolation, sound isolation in general with like IEMs. Like most of them, if you get a good seal, oh yeah, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. You're not like hearing everything. You're gonna be good. Yes, if I'm on like I think you can most of the time when you're listening to music as well, you're not gonna hear what people are talking about. You're not gonna hear the rumbles of the bus. And I feel like yeah, okay, the extra noise cancellation like it maybe if you're like super picky about safety and like hearing, I'm not even sure if that works that way, by the way. But like, oh yeah, okay, it might reduce the amount of volume you need to like, you know, reduce the little muttering and shit. Like if people are talking, like, oh okay, I gotta turn my volume up. If you're on normal headphones, like, but if you're on wireless, oh yeah, I'll just turn noise cancellation, so I don't have to turn up the volume that much. I don't know if that's like I don't know if there's even a difference of people like maybe people are just blasting music anyways, you know, like, and I don't even know if scientifically it works out that way that people are that noise cancellation actually like net reduces the overall volume you consume. So, okay, noise cancellation, cool, something you can be fancy about, but like to me, not a feature that I need. And most of the time, well, most of the time it actually like is just worse because noise cancellation and I'm you know affects the frequency response, right? I'm pretty sure. I think so. I feel like I don't change modes too often to like remember, but I'm pretty sure it does in not the entire frequency range, but a portion of it, like the high end. I'm pretty sure parts of the high end. I haven't looked at a frequency response graph for a wireless earbud in a long time, so you can like don't quote me on that, but you can kind of it does change the sound of it, and it does make sure you know and the feeling of the ears, blah blah blah, whatever. Okay. Um, Also transparency mode. That's kind of like a freebie with you know, if you have noise cancellation, you get transparency mode because there's fucking, you know, you need the microphones for for the noise cancellation. You might as well give them transparency mode. So it's not actually exactly people's primary need, I guess, in my opinion, because that's not the feature, but it's just something that okay, people expect. Uh, cool. It's not needed though because you can just use your ears. Um, I'm on the gang of okay, I'll take my earbud off, and with I don't want to switch to transparency mode. You know, I feel like if you need transparency mode on all the time, you what the fuck, what the fuck? Don't listen to music. Maybe I don't know. I don't see like an instance where you might want that. I guess. Uh, I don't know. Like I'm trying to imagine. Like maybe you're a fucking construction worker. Uh, who like is shy about you know so they don't want to play their music on a speaker and like they want to be at the same time they want to be alert of their surroundings so they don't fucking die on the job. Okay, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like okay, is that really a proper use case? I don't know. To me, I feel like yeah, I don't need it. I don't like the times I want to hear, like maybe um if I want to hear what people are saying, like if I'm going into a, let's say I'm going into a 7-Eleven and I'm about to talk to the cashier, that is when I want to hear. Like I don't want to fucking misinterpret and try to guess what they're saying, so I'm gonna hear. But for me, I'm not gonna fucking hold or like go open my app to go to transparency mode or like hold the fucking gestures and shit, the fucking stem to convert to transparency mode or whatever it is. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I would just take out an earbud. That is like, the quickest way and the bestest way in my opinion. Left or right, whatever, doesn't matter. For wireless stuff though, that is honestly worse with wireless for me in that solution, because you have to hold it now. Or put it in a pocket and then maybe you could lose it. And with some IEMs, you can just, these are in my ears. You can just take it out and then have it hang on your ear. You can just hang it on the ear. And then when you want to listen, oh, okay, I'm gonna put it back in. And like you don't need to hold anything. That's for me that like sometimes I don't have good pockets. you know maybe like maybe I'm only in a t-shirt and I don't want to put it in my pant pockets because maybe they are full with my phone and I don't know. Or maybe they're not good pockets, like they're too shallow and they sometimes shit falls out of it. Like, okay, like there's cases. I don't want to put shit in my pocket. That's and I don't want to hold it because I got things to hold, and holding stuff is not fun. Whatever. To me, not an appeal. Transparency mode, not an appeal. Other other con, I guess, is having a case that you have to carry around. It's kind of like you do sacrifice not having a cable while you're listening. Um okay, like versus like having a case in your pocket. Okay, you're like, yeah. I think maybe for most people, if they were gonna have one gear, um yeah, like wireless option does make sense. Like just because I think the average person wants to listen to music for background, or I mean like when they're exercising and stuff. I understand, and like for general stuff, like what if you're into like running or some shit? Like I don't want to have wires to be sort of breaking people. And I guess nowadays stuff doesn't even come with headphone jacks, and I'm not gonna recommend the average person to buy, I don't know, a good DAC. I guess okay, they can use. I mean, it's not like people don't like DACs, right? Because people like the dongle. Like people, dongles are fine. The Apple dongle is fine. Even a hit among audiophiles. People can use dongles. Um, but for average people, I understand it. It's like the premium line of audio gear nowadays. Like other companies aren't releasing wired shit. Whatever. Cool. For me, not really the case. But it's not like I'm going to give away or like not use these ever. Like I'm still interested in audio gear. Like I was considering the Moondrop Space Travel 2 for 1111 because it's 1111 right now. But I didn't go for it obviously, because that was probably just like the consumer in me thinking, and like I realized, I already have a pair that I can use, and like if I want good audio, I can. I have IEMs that I should be using more, honestly, with the collection I have. I guess sometimes with wired stuff, a drawback is like an actual use case, like normie use case, is using your phone. So if I wanted to use my phone in my hand with a normal headphone, it would be plugged in, and I have a cable So running through, I just plugged in this USB-C to USB-C. You can pretend it's IEM, but it'd just be running through I'd be connected to it basically. And I guess maybe if I am using it, that is not ideal when I'm scrolling, and I don't know. That's a problem, I guess. Uh, it's not like a big problem. Like I'm fine with being tethered to it because I can just put it in my pocket. But I think physically that um, from uh, some people they don't want to carry their phone in their pocket, I guess, or in their hand. They just want to sit at their table and like maybe go to grab something across the room. Like right now, I am basically tethered to my desktop because I have a cable here. See, connected to my headphones. And if I want to grab over there, I cannot do that because or else I have to take off my headphones, of course. And for some people, they don't want to do that. They want to, still keep talking to their friends or something. Uh, or they want to, just keep listening to their favorite song because it's their favorite part of it. But they also want to go over there. I feel like with a phone that's like not a problem because a phone is so small and light. That's not like a big problem. It's not like a big, and like you don't need to do it for those quick stuff. Like, okay, maybe what if you're cleaning a room in your underwear and you can't fuck it, like okay, cool, not realistic. But I mean, phones are getting bigger nowadays, so carrying your phone is not ideal. I mean, like not as small or as easy as like I guess I'm talking about. And maybe it's really nice to have empty pockets. Like I guess theoretically it's kind of cool that when I'm using my wireless headphones, I can just put my phone in my backpack. Like where the water bottle holder is, I can just put it there because I don't want to keep stuff in my pockets. I don't like keeping stuff in my pockets. I just, that is cool. That maybe that is a case where yeah, I can see it. That's why I like it. Um, yeah, maybe you're really into fucking no cable setups and like this is your aesthetic and like that's really like that's what you like. Cool. Not for me though. I am not that type of person, aesthetic person. I want things that are the best and I care about audio quality, and the wireless, to put it simply, isn't going to give you the best audio quality. Um, just because, well, okay, what? Is LDAC supported on every device? No, not yet, anyways. So that sucks. But also, they to put money into features, you're taking away from money from headphones, sound. So that's just the strange point. It does kind of suck that you kind of, I feel like, can encounter more digital errors and like, you know, like trouble, like issues with connectivity and issues with some small, like with it being a digital device, some small shit can mess up and just affect everything. Well, as in like an analog device, physical shit like the ports and shit, cable itself. That's gonna. I guess you're not gonna experience some random driver failure. I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's more like moisture or some shit. Like I don't want like a fucking in my head. Uh, I don't know. There's just more points of error. I think because there's like batteries and shit too. I haven't even mentioned about batteries. Um, I never really complain about the batteries honestly because I do like charge the devices, and like the fake clone has a really good battery life. So never really compare, but it does kind of, it might not be ideal to have devices with batteries. That in my opinion, it could, yeah, it's not the most reliable in the sense. Um, but not a problem nowadays. And as batteries get bigger, okay, it's just having something to charge, whatever. I can kind of live with that. Um, and I guess nowadays, I think with the amount of wireless devices, you don't really get the frequency response graphs too much. Like there's the AirPod ones and probably some other programs, but you don't get like the smaller stuff. So that kind of sucks for in terms of EQ because you don't have a proper frequency. Like you can't. It's harder to EQ with, I guess. With that, you have to do it by ear then, or with your own measurement device. And most people don't have their own measurement device. Let me pause for a second. um, and yeah, like I think there was movements for more DSP IEMs are getting pretty good. And I remember like big DSP craze and like, oh yeah, just use DSP to fix everything. And there is DSP obviously built into the wireless gear. Um, but yeah, 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 yeah. uh, yeah. So the natural sounds and like using um if you have the modes on, yes, it also like like noise cancellation. It also introduces white noise, I guess. Or like weird noise when you're not doing shit because it's fucking trying to block out the sound. It's not like pure silence. It's never gonna. I don't think it's ever gonna be like that. Um, it's just kind of a weird feeling, maybe, at least for my models. Um, it's not like and like people are picky. Like people were picky about Quark's DSP, the soft things, even though they sounded good, but like the small detail of like, and it was $15. The small detail of the white noise in the background, like people were kind of complaining about that. That was a deal breaker for some people, but for it's gonna be found in like every wireless device, like wireless IEM, and so that's kind of a downside for some people. Whatever, not an issue with me most of the time. I have no idea how I'm gonna end this, but okay. So I do actually have another wireless device that's not um, an IEM, but it's the Qdelix. It's a Bluetooth DAC. So kind of makes it wireless, as in connect this to your phone is wireless. So I could still do the thing with my phone where I put it in my backpack or something, or I can use it and doom scroll while you know listening to music. I don't or like browsing media. Okay, sure. Like yeah. Um, there is obviously it is kind of weird, but like I did like this option because I can actually use it with the IEMs that I bought and paid a lot of money for, and that I think sound really good, and I want to use them. And I just have to, put this in my pocket instead, or clip this onto my something, you know. Problem with this though is that I haven't actually wrote a video about the Kudelix 5K. It is very popular on Reddit and shit, and like everywhere. But I didn't think I'm a big good on DAX. But like the feature set, this is actually my second pair because I've had technical issues with the first one. And to be honest, I'm also having technical issues with this one, but it's past warranty anyways. And I wasn't gonna honestly bug them for another replacement. I'm gonna try to fix this. It's just like a hardware issue. Um, with the 3.5 millimeter jack, it's like you have to like it doesn't. I don't know. It's very popular. It's like a loose connection. I don't know. Maybe it just wore out. I used it too much. Uh, but there is an issue with it, and I understand with the wireless stuff you can kind of be hardware agnostic, I guess. Like I mean not agnostic, like it doesn't matter what hardware you use, I guess. Like one problem I've had with my phone is actually that my USB-C hole and 3.5 millimeter hole are are getting loose. Like this is a phone that was produced 7 years ago or some shit, uh 6 or 7 years ago, but so it's kind of, you can see like the wear of that USB-C hole, so it's kind of like dying on me. Um, so that's honestly one of the reasons why very recently I've been using wireless earbuds. Like I feel like for the past week I've only used wireless earbuds on the go because I actually can't use my uh my IEMs on the go like properly, like I guess like normally, without having to like mess with the tolerances. Like if I move my fucking device 1 centimeter, it's going to fucking interrupt the connection, and like it's not gonna feel full, or I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's slightly unplugged or some shit. I don't know. It's like one side, maybe it's like channel shit. It's like one side is okay, but the other side isn't okay. Like it's weird shit like that. I don't know. But it's that shit, okay? So with wireless stuff, I can be kind of safe with that. If that affects people. Not really for me. So, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Um, so while this could be this is honestly more of like a niche product, and like the average person, I am not going to recommend, oh yeah, instead of spending 200 $300 on like a premium set of wireless earbuds, you should just get QDLX 5K and then some IEMs. For the average person, no. For maybe, an audiophile, yeah. Uh, Honestly though, like you don't buy QDLX 5K for like Bluetooth, I guess. In my opinion, the Bluetooth was like a side thing. I was honestly using a wired mode, like most of the time. Well, not most of the time, but like a lot of the time at first, because, and especially with my laptop and shit, like for other devices, yeah, you're gonna use the wired. But it supporting Bluetooth was like the cherry, like a little bit of extra feature, you know. It's like it was cool. Um, yeah, you kind of buy it. I bought it for the parametric EQ, like that is like for any device. So like I could plug this into my phone and then plug it into my laptop and then plug it into some random ass school computer, and like I would have the EQ settings. And that's really nice compared to like only having it on like wavelet for my phone, or only having it with equalizer APO um, on the fucking on my personal desktop, and I can't fucking install EQ on my school shit. That was the one feature that I worked for the QDLX. So it's not really a solution because it doesn't solve wires connected to your face. So not a full, and so like it doesn't fill the shoes for like the average consumer. And also there's also like the hardware issues I experience. Maybe that's just me, maybe because I kind of beat up my devices a little bit, so take that with a little bit of skepticism. It's kind of 4 a.m. right now, so I probably should stop the video because I don't think I have any really good things to talk about. I guess maybe one thing I'll say is that a lot of minimalist, like I think for the like one thing I hate people is like, I don't know. I think I read it once or twice, or I've just kind of seen it. It's like this is like the minimalist option, and I have kind of a weird relationship with the term minimalism because I feel like people kind of overuse it, and it's popular in a way that it's not actually minimalism. Because in my head, minimalism is like an extreme, and for it to be popular, like that messes with the fucking normal distribution and shit, and like the average person isn't minimalist. They maybe like something that is simple, or they may be something that is minimal, you know, like values minimality, but it's not minimal because, you know, it's not like pure, like, I think with minimalism, there always has to be sacrifice. And I feel like with wireless, i.e., wireless earbuds in general, they are not trying to make sacrifices. They're, you know, they're trying to fill shoes and boxes and shit. And maybe in a sense of items, like uh, one, um, having like this as your one device could be seen as smaller and maybe more portable in the sense in the heads of someone trying to be more minimalist. But like, I don't know. Eh. Mm, I think theoretically it's kind of in that gray zone of like I guess that it's like maybe I'm just like confusing it with like because I think I saw Reddit posts talking about fucking like maybe because I'm more into like the digital minimalism space, and I saw on Reddit yesterday of like, you know, digital minimalism obviously is very separate from actual minimalism. um I think maybe I'm in a space where like mm, I'm too like in my sense it's like feature set also count, and also the case counts, and simplicity in terms of general, in terms of like lifestyle counts. And to me, into you know, to me wireless stuff is not simple. You know, it's sort of complex and all the customizability and all the it's like the average fa- tech guy. You know, it's for tech guys, not for people wanting to live simple lives, I guess, or minimalize the stuff in their life. Like, okay, whatever. Maybe I'm getting too theoretical, too whatever. But that's, I guess, my point here. Um. Anyways, I think that will be it. It hit 4:02 right now. I'm gonna go brush my teeth and get ready to bed. See you guys another time. Goodbye.